Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Stretford Paddock. I am Adam McCullough. We are back with some news for you guys, and of course, the transfer window is closed, but the madness still continues. And surprisingly, we have got transfer news for you today involving Ismaila Sarr Jesse Lingard, and we'll also be talking about Harry Maguire, Marcus Rashford, and that clip that has gone a little bit viral and has got everybody talking about the Manchester United skipper. It is, of course, an international break at this moment in time, so it means people are going to be focusing on that 6-1 defeat for a lot longer than we would have hoped. If we had a game straight after and you can bounce back, then obviously it can kind of get buried in the headlines a little bit. And of course, a 6-1 defeat is always going to be something that we talk about, but you got to sit on it. You got to mull on it a little bit longer when it comes just before an international break, and it's a sickener for United fans, United players. I'm sure they're all avoiding the headlines and social media and everything at this moment in time, and I don't blame them. We'll be discussing all that, but before we get stuck into it, make sure you subscribe to Stretford Paddock, liking, commenting, sharing, all that good stuff. We've had loads of people getting involved over the last couple of weeks and months. It's been very, very busy with the return of football and the transfer window, and don't worry, we have still got loads of content coming your way as well. So make sure you're subscribing, join as a member if you can as well for a little bit extra out of the channel. But let's get stuck into this news, and we'll start with Jesse Lingard. He's been linked with a move away from Manchester United for some time now. His form has dipped massively after the World Cup. He enjoyed a great time at the World Cup. He enjoyed a decent few seasons under Jose Mourinho before that. Obviously played a big part in us winning the Europa League and the League Cup. Scored in an FA Cup final. He had a great time. After the World Cup, he's had a massive dip in form, and he's had problems on and off the pitch as well as Jesse Lingard, and that's led to rumours that he could be leaving Manchester United. United's squad has improved in that time when Jesse Lingard's form has taken a dip, and therefore is finding it much more difficult to get into the team. Sometimes he's not even on the bench, and that has led to rumours linking him with moves elsewhere. We heard about potentially AC Milan, Everton, all sorts of different clubs, Tottenham being linked with him. But now the transfer window is closed in most of those countries for those clubs that he's been linked with, but they're not for Porto. And FC Porto have been linked with a season-long loan for Jesse Lingard. Now, whether Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to let Jesse Lingard go, we didn't get the reinforcements that we wanted. We didn't get the right winger that we wanted. And although Jesse Lingard isn't a natural right winger, if we were to get injuries or whatever, he's maybe someone that could play in that position. So whether Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sees him wanting to let Jesse Lingard go, I'm not too sure. But Jesse Lingard may think a season-long loan in Portugal for a big club like Porto, I get to play week in, week out. Maybe it's something that would be attractive to him as a footballer. And as someone that can learn new things. He's been on loan a fair few times before. That was obviously before he established himself in the first team. But generally speaking, I don't think this one's going to happen. I think Ollie will say you're probably going to get opportunities in this team now when you look at the squad. And I think Jesse Lingard will probably be sticking around. And plus, if he has had those issues off the pitch, are you going to want to leave and uproot and leave your hometown and go abroad and all those kind of things? I can't imagine he might want to do that. So I imagine this one won't happen. Plus Porto have just signed Felipe Anderson on a season-long loan. Does that affect this move? Possibly. But yeah, I can't see it happening, although stranger things have happened, as we have seen in many transfer windows as Manchester United fans. Moving on from that, and we move to Ismaila Sarr, the Watford winger, who has been linked with Manchester United as an alternative to Jadon Sancho. We obviously didn't get Jadon Sancho. We weren't anywhere close to getting Jadon Sancho over the line in the end, and Ismaila Sarr was linked as one of those alternatives, and he can still be signed because we can still buy players from the Championship clubs for another, I think it's like 10 days or something like that. I don't see us using this window at all. There's a few players in the Championship that you could see interesting Premier League teams, Ismaila Sarr, Ben Rama, etc. Some talented players in there. But Manchester United don't seem to be willing to put up the fee for this right winger. Is that because they see themselves saving the funds and therefore going back in for Jadon Sancho in January or the summer? I don't really want to think about that now because I'm quite sick of the story. But Manchester United are either broke boys FC or they are saving for Jadon Sancho or both, because every other alternative we've tried to get to Jadon Sancho, Ousmane Dembele, Ismaila Sarr, we've tried to get them in on loan. We've not wanted to commit to signing them permanently. And maybe clubs are thinking, hold on, you clearly want Jadon Sancho. You only want to take these players on loan. Even if there's an option to buy, are you going to exercise that option to buy? So I can understand why clubs wouldn't be up for it. And it just seemed like a shoddy way to do business by Manchester United. As we've said, look, they've taken away from the transfer window and the players that actually have come in. Alex Telles strengthens us at left back. Van der Beek strengthens us at central midfield. Edinson Cavani strengthens us on the bench and in a plan B option as a striker. But unfortunately, they've come in a summer where we haven't achieved our priority targets, and therefore you're thinking, what the hell was this? Now I know we've signed Pellistri and we've signed Amad Diallo Traore, and they could go on to be great talents, but we know those kind of signings were done to cover up the bad window that we had. I wouldn't be surprised if those academy signings or those younger players were lined up anyway as signings to maybe make in January or make in the future, but they pushed them forward because of the failure to sign anybody of serious note. I don't mind United signing those youngsters. There's nothing against them, nothing against the players that we've signed. But the fact we didn't get our priorities again, and you hear Edinson Cavani was one of Woodward's priorities for like 5 years. He's wanted to sign him. It stinks a little bit. It stinks. Now, I actually think Cavani can offer us something, but you have to see both sides of the coin as well. As we said, we were going to move on to talking about Harry Maguire in that video. Video has gone around because of the fact there's no fans in the stadium, and you're getting to see, proper up close and personal with these players, hear what they're saying to each other and stuff. You've seen the fallout from the red card for Anthony Martial. I think Anthony Martial deserved to get sent off. He let the team down. He reacted. He fell for the bait and got sent off. My arguments with that decision was the fact that both players should have got sent off, Lamela and Anthony Martial. Now, in this clip that's gone around, you can see Marcus Rashford saying to the ref, you've got to send both of them off. And Maguire almost passively just saying, Marcus, they've looked at it and it's not violent conduct. Now, obviously, in that instance, Maguire's probably just calming down Marcus Rashford so he doesn't get a yellow card. But the passiveness for me really frustrated me, seeing that from a captain. And I'm not saying I just want him to bollock referees and all that, but in the heat of the moment, in the heat of a game, you're that passive about a decision like that. After the mistakes we've made, I just felt it was a little bit weird. I felt it was really weird. And maybe we're seeing a player in Harry Maguire that, after playing in every single league game last season, after the summer that he's had and the trouble that he got into with Greek police and in the court system and everything, being taken out of the England squad, obviously he's back in there now, but after all of that, and then no pre-season, thrown back into the straight of the heat of things, United are losing, he's playing badly, he's captain. I think all of that pressure could be affecting him, and you're kind of seeing a shell of the man that we've bought at the moment. And I think I've seen a lot of criticism for him. I've tweeted about it as well, but I was quick to point out that I'm not blaming him for all of our issues. It was just a really strange moment in the game, and it was kind of the cherry on top of the cake of what had happened that day, and it just makes you feel like, what the hell is going on? Now, I think our defensive issues are down to work on the training pitch, down to what the manager's doing, down to the way we're set up, because it's so disorganised. But it's also down to individual performances and individual errors. And Harry Maguire's suffered at the moment. And I'm not sure whether he just needs taken out of the firing line or whatever. But clearly he's going through some shit. And we need him to get back to basics. We need all of our defenders to get back to basics, back to what they're good at, because it doesn't look great right now. Alex Telles coming in is great in terms of an alternative to Luke Shaw that I think we need. But is he going to sort out the organisation? I don't think he is, and we need to get that sorted, because we can't go into games. Yes, we've got an attack that can score goals, and we started the game so brightly against Spurs, 1-0 up, 4 minutes gone, and we just chuck it away. And you can't get by in this league with a defence as disorganised as that. And it's not just down to Maguire, so I don't know why people are kind of scapegoating him at the moment. I think that's unfair. That's really weird. But yeah, it's really weird. Anyway, let us know what you guys are thinking about everything we've discussed today in those comments below. Make sure you're subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. This has been Stretford Paddock's Daily News, I guess. I've been Adam McCullough. I'm going to get out of here for now. But keep it locked. See you in a bit.